Anthony, I was surprised to find out that you can sometimes actually compromise with the IRS. So how do you qualify to submit an offer in compromise?
Right. It sounds a little scammy, right? That you could settle pennies for pennies on a dollar, right? Because the way it's marketed, it certainly seems scammy, but it's absolutely true. Tax debts get way out of control, and people's ability to pay is somewhat limited. So that the IRS has come up with this because if they wanted to try to fully collect from everybody, there would be a full revolt and the IRS would be out of business. And so this is their opportunity to look gracious and kind by giving people a break. So you can absolutely settle things for far less than is owed. It's not a set formula of what's owed, but it's calculated on, well, it's a set formula, but not a percentage. It's based on what your reasonable collection potential is. What that is a much larger topic, but we want to talk about whether or not you qualify. Now, a great way not to find out if you qualify for an offer in compromise is to use the IRS pre-qualifier tool that is on irs.gov. We've used it ourselves. The IRS pre-qualifier has you enter in your information and lets you know if you qualify for an IRS offer in compromise. Well, it's complete nonsense because we put in numbers for clients where we've gotten offers in compromise accepted. We put in those exact numbers and they said, you don't even qualify to file the offer in compromise. Something we know is 100% false. It's giving you the wrong answer. There are so many things that go into getting an offer in compromise accepted. It's just not a raw numbers game. It's a story game, and it's also changing the numbers legally and ethically to something that benefits you. So don't use that to determine whether or not you qualify for an offer in compromise. A complete mistake. Now, there's some things that what you're looking to do, can the IRS even process your offer in compromise? Before we get to the numbers of what they're going to be, can they even consider your offer in compromise? Because there's things that will stop you. And the IRS doesn't do a great job of telling you this until after the fact that you filed it and wasted time. So one thing you need to have done is that, well, one thing you can't be doing, because when you file an offer in compromise, there's some benefits to it. The IRS can't collect from you. So they can't levy you, they can't garnish you. So you can file, I've seen people do this, they get a little bit smart. I'll file an offer in compromise. Then I don't have to pay the IRS. Then I'll file an offer in compromise. Then I don't have to pay the IRS. They don't care if it's rejected or not. Well, if the IRS sees that, wait a second, you're just doing this so that we can't collect from you. Well, we're going to kick it out. And, if you do pay that 20% down payment, they're like, well, thanks for that. Or whatever payment you give, they'll, well, thanks for that, but we're not going to even consider your offer. So one thing is you just can't be doing this to defeat collections. And you don't want to do it because once it goes on your record, they're going to look at you as somebody like, oh, this guy doesn't get it. He's not really playing fair with us. An offer in compromise is discretionary for the IRS to grant to people who they think are nice people who deserve a break. If they think you're a little bit scummy, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have an uphill battle. So that's what you don't want to do. Now, there's other things, too, that are a little bit more hidden that the IRS doesn't have. It's in there. If you read the instruction, it is actually in there, but it might not make sense because one of the requirements is you have to be current. What does that mean? What does current mean? Well, current means your current withholdings for your taxes for your pay are correct. If you're self-employed, your estimated payments, you're making them quarterly. And if you're settling payroll taxes, if you're a business trying to sell payroll taxes, which is possible, a lot of businesses don't know you can settle payroll taxes with an offer in compromise, and there's definitely a way to do it, and definitely a way not to do it. You also have to make sure your deposits are current.
Okay.
All right. And you need to have 2 quarters in a row. So 6 months in a row. Show that, and now they can actually consider whatever proposal you're suggesting.
And that's it.
That's it.
Well, there's more. There's a lot more information. We've got some great information on the website. We also have a couple great articles about tips on getting your offer and compromise accepted. So visit IRSmedic.com and search keyword offer, compromise, offer and compromise. Make sure you like this video. If you enjoyed it, leave some comments or questions below. We'll get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome tax info. Thanks for watching. IRSmedic, the law offices of Parent, and Win, LLP. Real tax attorneys for tough tax problems.